Good. Here we go. So we're learning about the importance of being machzik Torah, supporting Torah. So we're here on Shmiras haLashon Shar HaTorah Perek Vav Tes Nisan. L'chein, therefore, Isha Nogdi Yiras Hashem B'liboy. He's touched by Yiras Hashem. Yira l'shtada b'nyan zeh shachzokas HaTorah. It should bring him. His focus should be on achzokas HaTorah, supporting, building Torah, supporting Torah. L'malo yisbu mimeno lo saravur d'mei Yisrael. So he shouldn't be held responsible for the blood of the Jews, and it's the ones that are going off the Dera, falling away. Kiddush about Bavain Bitul Torah, he says, because we know that in this, as punishment of Bitul Torah, Banim Mason, Gemara in Shabbos, your children died. And as it says in the Brisa, in the Tana de Be'elio, Kamisha Sipik Yad Limchais, Veloy Micha, anyone who has the ability to be moicha, to I never remember how to translate that. To say that someone's doing something wrong, like to give toichacha, be moicha, and he doesn't. Ulahachses Yisrael lemutav, and he has the ability to bring Jews back. Ve'ena machzer, and he doesn't do so. Kol adam shvachim b'Yisrael einam elo yodei. So all that Jewish blood that's being spilled is because of him. Shenemar, because the Navi says, "V'atem ben adam." You ben adam tzeifa nesaticha leveis Yisrael v'shomatem ipi davar v'izharta oisa. Who Rasha b'avoyna yomos v'damei miyad chavak. I'm not sure what the whole pasuk means, but like it ends off saying, and his blood, I'm going to ask from you. You didn't kill him, but you had the ability. You had the ability to bring Jews back. You had the ability to rebuke them, and you didn't. So you're held. So the punishment is, like you said, Banim Mason. People die because of that, and you're held responsible. But he says, and also, he says in our times now, where the covenant of Hashem and the covenant of Torah has been so defiled. The Chavis came so in his times. In Kates, when you read, Victor Miller has first he has a book that he never printed, that they printed after he died, about the Shoah, about the Holocaust. For some reason it's not even completed. A certain chapter seems to be missing. But he wrote, what's it called? But he was in Europe as a bacher. He went, one of those people who went, to Europe to learn. He learned in Slobodka as a bacher. And, we grow up hearing about the great Slobodka yeshiva and the Radin yeshiva and all the great yeshivas there. We picture that Torah was flourishing in Europe. But he testifies. He says he was there. It's true. These yeshivas were unbelievable. But outside of yeshiva, Torah was gone. Torah was gone. The majority of Jews were anti-Torah and anti-everything, and they had newspapers and everything. It was heading downhill quickly, very, very quickly. You're hearing that from the Chavetz Chaim also when he speaks. If you read between the lines, so he's saying how Torah is so fallen and everything. I mean, he was Rosh Yeshiva in Rad, says yeshiva, but outside of the yeshiva, it was very, very serious. Also, but someone who therefore stands up and rebukes and brings back people to Torah, is bringing strengthening the covenant of Torah. There's no end to his reward. Like it says in the Yushalmi. And we said, the Torah, if you see a generation that they lax from learning Torah, so you be machzik the Torah. And the Gemara says, and you get the schar for all those who didn't learn. Because you could step in. This was like the standard shmooze, but to learning during Bein Asmanim, and the Shkichim would always use this, If you learn now, it's not just your schar. You get all the schar of everybody else who's not learning. He says, even though we know, he says, he's not, the Chavetz Chaim is not ignoring the fact that because of the situation today, Even if you want to do, you want to bring people back, you want to build Torah, very, very difficult. The cards are stacked against you. People didn't want to marry yeshiva bachas. Today, it's like, it's unheard of. Like, there's so many girls, all they want is yeshiva bachas. In those days, nobody, yeshiva bacha was like a schnorrer. He was a loser. So he says, Afa Pikain. Says, but that's not a reason. Al Yisatzel was it. Don't be, lax in this. Don't say so. It's an impossible task. Ki lefum tzara agrix. We have the rule: the more tsar, the more schar. But even whatso eza anoshim shivazu, and even if you'll find there'll be people who will degrade you, be mavaza you, lo yochosh zeklal. Ignore it. Bieda and no shaydei yeschor yosagodo. The more embarrassment you get, the more schar. There's a book written by someone named Travis, I think, very close to Tzvi Kushalevsky. And he writes there that he once asked Tzvi Kushalevsky, he had to go raise money. I don't remember the exact words, but he was discussing getting the busha of raising money for his. And Kushalevsky said to him, busha, that's a gift. That's a gift. Like, take it as a gift. It's such a gift. How much schar you saying? How much schar you get? You're trying to support her and you're getting busha for it. Grab it. I don't remember which he wrote a few svarim in English. In any case, he speaks about that. Ukein say used to be Yushalmi Perik Basha the Peya. It says also in the Yushalmi, in Gaboy Tzedakah. There it's talking about those who collect tzedakah. V'zel Shoni, it says there Rebbe have a parnas. Rebbe was a parnas. It means he was like a Gaboy Tzedakah. He was in charge. Hadzim Nenochas the Beisin. He once came home. Amalu, they said to him, "My aviditun. What's going on? I was gone from the house. So what did I miss?" Amrulay also chad siya va'ochlim l'shoshin. It said a group came. They ate, they drank for tzolu Allah, and they davened for you. Amalahu. So he said to them, "Leka nato agartov." He says, "I'm not going to get schar for that." Nochas mantinin. Another time he was gone. Amalahu, and he came back. Mavaditun. What happened when I was gone? Amrulay. So they said to him, "Osa chad aseya." A group came. Choyri. Oh, a different group came. For Ochlim the Shosin, right? We fed them and they ate it. And they were mavasi you. Instead of praising you for this, they were mavasi you. He says, "Oh, now I have a lot of rewards." So now the Gemara is teaching us that when you do a mitzvah and you get a bizayin for it, it's not a reason to stop. It's a reason to continue because there's much more schar. Then it's a pure mitzvah. When you get the covet, it takes away from the mitzvah. When you get the opposite of doing a mitzvah, so it's a pure mitzvah. Pamachas betzar mimea pam shloi betzar. Right? Ovis Rav Nosson, it's a brisa, parallel to Pirkei Avos, and there he says that doing something, a mitzvah, one time when it's difficult is more than 100 times when it comes easy. So you shouldn't back down when a mitzvah is hard. And the Chavetz Chaim is saying, I know that it's hard. Look, we mentioned it yesterday. I think, Rabban Kotler came to America, and he was intent on building pure Torah. Not so you could be a Rav and be a teacher, and that was, just for learning, just for learning. And America wasn't used to it. He got plenty of bizyanis. He had to, sort of beg to get Kernel guys because it was so against the whole American wavelength. Everything was about money, about being successful, and okay, if you say you have a teacher's seminary, and there's going to be teachers, going to be rabbis, but that's not what he was saying. He's saying learning Torah for Torah's part. He had plenty of bizayin for that, but it didn't stop him. It didn't stop him at all. And look what he accomplished. Okay, we'll stop here. Simcha, what's going on with you?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
first
in.
I
I'm in the car.